Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Game 2 between RRQ and Birdgang. Game 1, a very one-sided affair, but a very entertaining play, especially from NFR on the axe. Finish things off with a rampage with the dunk-tacular plays, but we've got ourselves Game 2. We're going to see if Birdgang can bounce back. It all starts from the draft, and joining me for said draft is going to be none other than Basekip. And right off the bat, Basekip, we get an axe ban.
That is respect right there.
I may as well, I guess. May as well. They do a first pick, so it's like you leave this pool open with lots of good heroes, they get first grabs.
Yeah, and Centaur, AA, Rasta, Bat make it through. There's so many good heroes at the moment. Almost every hero is in.
Oh, Ember Spirit.
Oh, and Ember Spirit.
Is this going to be the Korean Ember Spirit plus Magnus combo that they love to do?
Yeah, maybe. We saw that so much. Like, yeah. I think I cast like 6 games with you, and it was 4 games out of 6 were like Ember Mag or something.
So many games in Starlight had that combo. It was ridiculous. And I don't know if RRQ
was... It's legit.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, like, not that many teams outside. Alliance did it in their tiebreaker match, actually. But apart from that, it's not really been used that much outside of Korea. So we'll see. RRQ... I mean, maybe the mag's not picked up now, but I hope RRQ ban it out if it isn't picked up now. It's going to be a Nyx Assassin for now.
So, again, Birdgang prioritizing this Nyx Assassin pretty highly. I think this time it makes a little bit more sense against the Bat. You can always just run into Firefly and Carapace, and that's always fantastic. It's not really a counter, but it is a little bit of an annoyance. And sometimes we see teams with second pick for that reason, just pick up the Nyx Assassin and the Bat Rider in one fell swoop. But okay, Birdgang getting rid of a Spectre. On the Ember Spirit, it's annoying, but you also know exactly what his plan is going to be. I'm not going to call the hero one-dimensional, but as far as team fights are concerned, he's just trying to stay out of sight, out of mind, and spam Sight of Fist. So all you really need is 1 or 2 heroes to be able to close the gap well and make sure you get the locked in, and just positioning yourselves well. If you can minimize the number of people that he's hitting with cleaving Sight of Fist, then the damage actually becomes very manageable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Disruptor going to get banned up by RRQ, and then a Morphling ban from Birdgang. So they're banning out some true hard carries here. RRQ, though, I feel like banning carries is not necessarily the right way to go, because I feel like they're very flexible when it comes. Like, they've run snipers, they've run all kinds of stuff in the past. So they run Drow Ranger last game, so I don't think RRQ really care which carry heroes you're banning out here. I think you're better off maybe banning out like solo mid or support type heroes almost. Something to go with the AA. And the Shadow Shaman gets through and RRQ say, thanks, we'll grab that once again.
Yeah, I think RRQ are really happy with what they've managed to get their hands on so far. A lot of people raise the point that Rasta has a much higher win rate than he does on the Radiant, but he's still a fantastic hero on both sides, and all of that tower pushing power is still there. Also, a fantastic hero to push into towers against an Ember Spirit, because the Mass Serpent Wards don't really care about the creep wave getting cleared down. So that's always good to have.
They've got great initiation to try and catch the Ember Spirit as well, and that's something you almost have to have, is some kind of blink initiation with a Hex, a Lasso, or some kind of good AoE silence if you want to try and lock him down, prevent him from using the Fire Remnants to escape. So this is a good makings of something where you can actually kill the Ember Spirit. There is going to be a defensive disruption available for Birdgang as their third pick of the game, and then RRQ grab themselves the Doom here. So a much more typical draft. This looks like something you could see out of like any top-tier Chinese team as far as the picks they've got, but a very strong draft all around. Just not particularly unique one like their Game 1 draft.
Yeah, and thinking about it now, and obviously with the benefit of hindsight, I'm a little bit surprised that Birdgang let the Doom through, because when teams were first bringing Ember onto the scene and the priority was still sort of not to ban him, we were seeing a lot of Doom snap picks as a way to respond. And if you manage to blink in or Shadow Blade in and get that Doom off, then that can be a fantastic way to just easily win fights, especially when a team goes for something like this where they are all in on the Ember Spirit winning them fights.
Yeah,
like,
they've got
it's
no
basically
other
a
core heroes
single
right
core.
now. It's
Yeah.
Empower Ember Spirit. Where's any other damage coming from? And I mean, maybe in the mid game, like the nukes from a Magnus Shockwave and Nyx Assassin Impale is a little bit of damage, but I feel Birdgang do want to get another at least semi-carry of some sort, because Ember Spirit is not going to be like the... Well, I guess with Magnus, maybe he can be the all-encompassing any stage of the game carry hero.
Yeah, the problem is, even if this goes ultra late, like Birdgang get themselves in a really nice defensive position, their team is difficult to push up onto the high ground against. Even then, I think RRQ can scale quite well. They've got heroes that can pick up, multiple hexes. The Doom scales fantastically into the late game, and at that point, all it's going to take is, one solid fight, one opportunity where you lock down the Ember Spirit, and that can just be that. And RRQ, well, they do choose to ban the Mirana here, so I think they're thinking along the same lines that you are, that Birdgang could just be looking for another semi-carry, someone else that's going to be a little bit threatening.
Yeah.
And it also kind of has to be on the off lane, I suppose. They could do something like safe lane Magnus and Ember mid, or vice
I think
versa.
the Prophet's always a good pick when you need a bit of extra just firepower, as well as having, a good offlaner as well. Like that to me is like a obvious kind of go-to offlane hero, like as far as being a good semi-carry.
It is a bit greedy with the way that they've signaled with the draft that they're already going to be playing this Ember Spirit. Like, you don't really think of Nature's Prophet as that greedy a hero, but his ability to jump into prolonged fights or defend pushes when Nature's Wrath is down is a little bit underwhelming. And until he can actually push, quickly by himself, then his split push doesn't really divide up the map and force the opposing team into making difficult decisions, just because he doesn't push all that quickly on the early levels. So could work, but I think it's also maybe a little bit greedy with
the other
way
option
that I
is
think this
you
Ember's
do
gonna
put
be
the
played.
Nyx in the offlane and just get a good killing support combo, like a Shadow Demon plus Leshrac type thing. Because Leshrac, sure, he's a support hero, but he actually he can kind of transition to that semi-carry, at least as far as dish out damage, because they lack damage right now. And a hero like a Leshrac or a Lina can give you a lot of actual burst damage, which you desperately need, especially now that Faceless Void has been picked up. This guy needs to be locked down as well as just have the capabilities to burst him down.
Yeah, all three of RRQ's cores are initiators, and the Shadow Shaman is as well. So the Ember Spirit is just in for a really hard time. And the Magnus needs to, I think things could go all right, but the Magnus basically needs to be RPing 2 cores every single fight. And that's just going to be so difficult when there are 4 heroes that can potentially jump at you.
If RRQ get the jump with a lasso or a doom, the fight's lost. If the Magnus gets doomed or lasso, or ideally you lasso him and kill him and then have the doom for the Ember Spirit, but however it's done, if one of those ultis gets used for the Magnus, you still have the other for Ember Spirit and you're fine. So it's going to be really tricky for Birdgang. They've got to be having someone else in the front lines almost as bait. Magnus cannot be in the front lines.
Yeah, they almost need the Nyx Assassin to Vendetta up, and then kind of hopefully as he jumps somebody, the entire RRQ team collapses on him for whatever inexplicable reason, and then the Magnus can come in with an RP. But I think so long as RRQ are being conscientious about their positioning, which they should have already been against the Ember, then they should be okay.
Yep. Well, those you're just tuning in, this is Game 2 of the Inaugural, powered by Twitch. We've got play-in matches today. One of these 2 teams will be making it onto the main group stage, and right now, RRQ looking really good. I think the winner of this goes into the group with... Let me try to remember. It goes into Group A with Titan as well as Zephyr. So, we'll see the winner of this match join Titan and Zephyr over in Group A, but when we get into the main tournament, the group stage of the Inaugural. But the last pick, Enigma. This is a nice... I kind of like this. I can get behind this. There's a lot to lock him down, but...
Yeah, they can kind of get away with it. It's another hero that you kind of need to initiate on as well. Like, if you jump the mag, but you leave the Enigma free on the fringes of the fight, then there's always a chance that the Enigma could jump in. And equally, if you jump on the Enigma, then the Magnus might be able to grab you as well. So it's almost a generalized version of the tactic against Doom, where you're like, well, we have 1 core that he wants to Doom really, really badly. What if we just had 3 cores that he wants to Doom really, really badly? Then whoever gets doomed can run around in circles, and the other 2 heroes can do their job.
The main problem is there's 4 RRQ heroes with great lockdown, 3 of which go through BKB. So BKB Black Hole not going to be a problem when you've got Chronosphere, Lasso, and Doom. Not to mention Blink Hex in some ways is a counter BKB because you often get the Hex off before a hero can use his BKB. It's going to be tough for anyone on this Birdgang side to get off these big ultis.
Yeah, I do like it in that it gives them a little bit of push power early as well. So hopefully they can get some towers down. They do have 2 couriers, so
on the Dire side, uh-oh.
Yes,
that's, I'm guessing, a mistake.
That's I guess that's just the stand-in factor, maybe.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, every now and then teams will go for the 2 couriers, at least back in the Dota 1 days, where you are going to have a Magnus, Bottle crowing away at mid lane, and maybe some other people needing a courier, but like Nyx just stays alive at bottom lane, tries to rush Arcane Boots. Your Ember Spirit, he can get his phase boots from the side shop, so he doesn't really need the courier unless he wants to get like his bracer for his Drum of Endurance. So this, I think, is a misplay.
Jadehoof, where you going?
He's blocking with the mag. It's the double block. This is something S4 has done before, I remember, in the past, where he used his hero to scout the room while he blocked the creep wave using a courier. He hasn't done it at all as of late, but he's just going to send the courier back.
Was that in the 1v1 comp, or is that in
that was actually the
games?
1v1 comp. I don't know if he's done it in any pro games, but...
Fair enough.
None that come to mind anyways. But we'll introduce our 2 teams. On the Dire side, it will be Team Birdgang. We've got Sky on the support Shadow Demon, Febby playing the carry Ember Spirit. Got the jungling Enigma being played by the stand-in Ranto. Mid lane is JU, or KKKK, playing the Magnus. And then finally in the offlane is going to be Cynical, or Pon playing the Nyx Assassin.
And very quickly for RRQ, we have Koala handling the hard carry, Faceless Void. Don Juan going to be grabbing a quick creep in mid. He's over in the jungle. He's going to be heading to mid, I think, over on the Doom. MD smoking up. He's on the Shadow Shaman. Gehenna is just grabbing some levels right now as the Ancient Apparition. And up on top lane, we have NFR, your Dunk Master from the previous game, now on the Batrider.
Yep. And this early smoke here. They actually got a Centaur War Stomp, so this is likely to be a first play here on the Magnus. Does have the skewer to potentially escape, but if you get a Shackles and more... Oh, that's going... No, they're not going jungle. There we go. Shackles, Cold Feet to start things off. The Hoof Stomp going to come as well. He's going to go down. The Cold Feet procs. The Chilling Touch is there as well. AA with the first blood. Doom may take a spill on this one. He's got 0 armor. Literally taking too much damage. And he does get a return kill on that one. But first blood, still a nice reward for RRQ, but only just worth it considering they have to give up the Doom for it.
Yeah, and just perfect timing from them as well. They went in right as the Ancient Apparition got level 2. And I think they needed the Cold Feet to be able to grab that kill, honestly. So nicely done. Nice little start to the mid lane for the Doom, and
well, not so much for the Doom. He died. For the AA, it's great.
Yeah, as well.
Because Mag already has Bottle, and he could TP back to lane. He's level 3, so he's actually ahead of the Doom in experience. So as far as the mid lane concerned, Mag's ahead of the Doom. But it's looking at the teams as a whole, it's probably better for RRQ. Give me a bit of a clash over this top rune going down here. Ranto now on the run. He's taking a lot of damage, and RRQ will look to kill him off. The defensive disruptor going to slow this one down, but it looks like they may lose 2 now because of it. NFR is with boots first, causing all sorts of damage. Don Juan even rotating on over for that one. Magnus unable to do too much, and 2 kills go RRQ's way there at the top river. All for a regen room, which the Enigma took. Not worth it at all.
Yeah, and I think from Birdgang's perspective, you're like, why the hell are those supports there? And oh, this hideous little penguin thing. Say goodbye.
Dire's courier has been
Poor guy. Oh, meanwhile, kill top lane. They kill off the Batrider there. Febby getting a nice little solo kill. 2 points in the Flame Guard and the Searing Chain, so he just locks him down with the Searing Chains and chases him down with the AoE damage. But here comes the retaliation factor. Give me a Shackle. No Chilling Touch for 2 seconds. Now he has it. With the bonus right-click damage, Febby should go down and gets caught out by the Chilling Touch. AA, his 3rd kill of the game. He's on a killing spree at less than 3 minutes in the game, and now they're going to get the Shadow Demon as well. Defensive Disruption comes in, but that's only going to prolong the inevitable. Sky, he's going to go down. Shadow Shaman getting this kill. He's now got his 1st kill of the game, but oh boy. Another really bad start for Birdgang.
Yeah, this is not looking good. And it looks like RRQ are just going to stick around on the top lane. They've actually got our 2 pairs of Arcane Boots up really soon.
Dead here, though.
NFR.
Yeah. Maybe? Almost gets out of range there. They managed to burst down the Flame Guard to get rid of the Iron Shell-like damage, but the right-clicks was there, and Ember Spirit Febby gets his 2nd kill of the game, so he's 2-1, but not farming well at all in this top lane.
Now, the one benefit of these supports being away is that the Nyx Assassin is getting quite a few levels and a little bit of farm down on bottom lane. So
Void does alright 1v1
trade-off
against melee heroes, though.
Yeah, definitely. He's so hard to trade hits against. There's always a chance of a bash. Backtrack is super annoying.
Poor man's shield even, so...
Yeah, good base armor as well.
Yeah.
Sitting at 7.
I remember, like, DK used to run Burning on safe lane solo Void against, like, bounty hunters and stuff, and he would just crush them 1v1. Like, melee heroes against Void is a really bad matchup, so... We're seeing it a bit here. Nyx is, like you say, he's getting levels, he's getting decent-ish farm, like level 14. Actually has Arcane Boots, so... I think it's okay to leave this Nyx solo for now, but they're going to need help to shut down this Void, because once he hits level 6, he can almost solo kill the Nyx if he really wants to.
Yeah, and not only is that bottom lane favorable for RRQ, but by having the supports up top, they're keeping the Enigma pinned on the top side of the map, and they're making sure that the Ember Spirit doesn't get too much. So I think this aggressive trialing that they've kind of cobbled together is actually a really smart decision.
Void looking to go in bottom lane. He has the Chronosphere. Decides not to throw it. Pon did use the Carapace there. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like they're trying to go in for a kill here. They pop the Chilling Touch, but unable to get any sort of engagement as both teams settling down for now. If Cynical gets hit by a bash, a time lock, he's pretty much dead at this bottom lane. That's what the Void's going to be waiting for. Every time Cynical comes up to last hit, he'll look to harass. And actually, it's going to be a TP in from Shadow Shaman. So with Shadow Shaman here, all you need is a Chronosphere followed up by Shackles, and it will be a kill. Oh, don't go for this creep. Don't do it. Okay. Safe for now. Shadow Shaman, actually, I think he shows himself there. Yeah, he walked too close to that creep wave, so...
Oh, it's a dire ward anyway, so...
Yeah, that too.
He was spotted on the way into the lane.
Stun at top lane. Batrider has Firefly up here. No flame break for himself. And with this, it's just going to kill there. Nice bit of play there. All feet under the tower, but... Ember Spirit has the creep wave as well. Some Eidolons help tank it up for him. AA. Almost kills him with that Chilling Touch hit. That was close.
Febby living on the edge.
Pops a salve. He's gone for the Arcane Boots build, which I guess as a tri-lane Ember Spirit isn't too bad. It does help out your team as far as replenishing their mana. Nyx hits 6, immediately TP's mid looking for this Doom. Doom's bottling up. He's going to be full HP. Still has a Scorched Earth as well. Killing him will not be easy, not to mention there's no mana for an RP. Actually, maybe has one now, uses the Skewer instead. Ember Spirit going to come in with the Searing Change. Hoof Stomp catches out 3. And there we go. It's going to be a kill here. Koala now has the Chronosphere. Going to chuck it on 2. Enigma's coming in as well. Koala needs to get a kill and get out. He's not even going to get this kill, it looks like. Koala out of mana. He's trying to commit to it. He's going to go down to a Shockwave. Nice play from Birdgang. Get themselves 2 kills. They want more. NFR taking a lot of damage here on the front lines. One more Sleight of Fist may finish him off. Oh, the Impaler's going to land. Nice kill there going Cynical's way. They want MD as well. They've got themselves 3. The 4th is coming shortly. The Malif is going to lock him in place. He's maybe going to look for a deny. Won't get it. The Magnet Shockwave gets 4 kills for Birdgang in the mid lane. What a big turnaround. This game was not going well for them until that fight right there.
That was just classic lemming play from RRQ. Like, oh hey, the Doom's dead. Time to come in 1 by 1 and just
Void could have just
die.
ran. He had the Chrono up, and as soon as like he wasn't going to kill the Magnus, he should have just ran. But he's like, no, I'm just going to keep right clicking. Let's get him low.
I feel like RRQ is still really in the mindset of the first game where they were like, oh man, these guys we're stomping these guys, no problem. Like there's no risk whatsoever of us losing. But I do think they need to probably clean up their act a little bit. And this is also what we saw.
This is
and this is also what we saw when they played against Team Immunity, where they just like it wasn't particularly clean play. And, solo RP top lane. They're sick of this Ancient Apparition shenanigans.
He's got a kill streak, so this is actually big gold going Febby's way. Okay, only 400, but still a killing spree this early on. A nice little boost to Febby's coffin. Doom at mid lane, meanwhile, looks like Shadow Demon may go down here. The Scorched Earth damage is there as well. Level 3 on the Scorched Earth. Hoof Stomp to follow, and this guy will go down. Any deny coming in. Doesn't look like it. It's here now, and he may look for a return kill. Impale going to be on the mark here. Doesn't have much damage from a mana burn.
Roshan!
The mana burn not doing any damage because it was completely out of mana, but the chase is on. Has Arcane Boots in 3 seconds, and an Arcane Boots plus Impale will get the kill. He's not going to need it. Magnus with a Shockwave. Suddenly gets his 4th kill of the game. JU up to 1k gold with the Arcane Boots.
Yeah, I think you would have died, but that indecision was pretty costly as well. He's like, oh hey, it's 8 minutes. Time to check the rune.
And Shadow Shaman gets solo killed by Febby here, so... Alright, game on. Also, good to note the SEA server's not playing up at the time being. We will see a Chronosphere at bottom lane. The AA, though, out of range. He can't get the... Now he'll throw the Ice Blast. Needs to get dodged, will not. AA getting the last hit for the kill there. So a nice little kill.
Radiant's middle tower
going the way of RRQ, but not too crucial of a kill, I still feel. Void needs the farm. He's the one who needs the kill because he's starting to fall behind all of a sudden. He's still well on top of the CS, but the death in mid lane does set him back a little bit.
Yeah, I think Koala is ready to just sort of enter farm mode from this point forward. But Birdgang, kind of suspect what's going on. They are going to be making their way down bot. They've got a black hole, which they're probably willing to use to kill the Void, but RRQ ready to set him up. They've got a nice observer ward down, so they know what's going on. However, they don't know that the Nyx Assassin is here just yet.
The sentry's in the trees. He's going to walk into it now. There's no observer vision. The observer vision, I think, was just... Maybe actually did see him. It was very close. And Cynical going to go on the Void here with an Impale. The damage output is not quite enough, though. Icebox going to go in. Does get Carapace up and immediately Void just time walks out of there. So I think he rushed it a bit because he did not have the damage output to kill that Void off by himself. Should have maybe waited for at least one teammate to back him up.
The teammates are never really going to get there, though, because if they make a really aggressive move, then it's super obvious that the Nyx Assassin is there. Yeah, then the ward's there as well, so...
RRQ decided to go for a smoke of their own. They're heading up top. And they want Febby here, and that's definitely the right hero to be trying to shut down at this stage of the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're willing to use the Doom on this, I imagine. They'll get the Doom to start things off with a Hex, and TP's coming in from the Shadow Demon, but I think Febby should go down. He'll have to see Defensive Disruption maybe going to be used. Febby taking a bit more damage here. You can use that Disruption later on to block some of this Doom damage, and will do so. This is going to be close. I think Febby may survive this one. The Ice Blast going to come in. Febby needs to dodge it. He won't get a chance to. The Flame Guard gets up, though. That's going to block a lot of the magic damage. Meanwhile, Ember Spirit's still alive. A double kill going the way of the Magnus, who shows up just in time, and Febby going to TP home. That Flame Guard saving his life. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like Void gets a kill on the Enigma. Ooh, Johanna very low behind the tower. Bit of a weird fight.
Yeah, and the Enigma blew the black hole there as well.
Oh, that's cheeky. Febby used the little the fountain trick to refill the Magnus's bottle. He came back from the fountain, Mag had his bottle on the ground, and then Febby picks it up and it refills the bottle.
Yep, the Fountain Aura is what refills bottles, and you have a few seconds. Well, the Fountain Aura has the default stickiness, or maybe a little bit more than the default.
It's a bit of a... I feel like that's definitely an exploit, though.
Is it substantial enough that it needs to be...
It just doesn't make sense. Like how can you refill the bottle without even... at no point was that bottle in the well.
Fair enough.
It's not saying I feel like that needs... Like, it's game-breaking, but it's just very... It's very cheeky and doesn't really make sense with the game mechanics.
Yeah, and RRQ just going to come in mid, get some pushing done. They know that the black hole is on cooldown, so feeling a little bit safer as a result. Worth mentioning on that gank top, I don't know why the Doom held his level death and his hoof stomp. Like, the Ember got disrupted, and he didn't war stomp straight out of the the disruption.
Yeah,
so
if he
I don't know why.
Out of disruption, it should have been a kill, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, nice Hex.
Yeah, immediate Hex. Now the Doom and the Magnus. The Ice Blast will be on the mark as well. Magnus will be able to survive this one, though. They need some follow-up damage, which isn't there. The Sleight of Fists and Bowlers doing huge damage output. Febby's just cleaning up house right now. Gets himself a double kill. He wants more. This Searing Change is a pretty long cooldown. Just level 1. Now gets to level 2. Still chasing for more, though. The Sleight of Fist, not going to be any additional follow-up, but a 2-for-1 in the mid lane. They lose the Nyx. They get 2 kills out of it, though. Meanwhile, Enigma TP's bot gets a tower tonight, so denying Void some much desired golden farm. Now the RP comes. Penifar, it's a solo RP, but a well worthwhile solo RP. They'll get the kill on the Batrider, and possibly even more. The Doom's in a bit of trouble now as well. Actually, he's no Shadow Demon. He's going to go in way over his head. Febby's trying to look for a Sleight of Fist. He uses the Fire Emblem to get in. Shadow Demon not going to get the deny on the neutral creeps he was looking for. Dodge 1 now, trying to run away. The Sleight of Fist will finish him off, though. And now Shadow Shaman. Very low here. The Hex goes in onto Febby. Is there? Shackles pull up. Doesn't look like it. And the Sleight of Fist will going to kill the Chrono Spirits. Come too late. Get that Ember Spirit, I think. He's low. He's got the Ice Blast on him. Aware of now. And Febby throws on a Searing Change. Catches to the Impale. Not going to get a chance to throw it. And Febby may turn around for a Sleight of Fist. He'll get the Ancient Apparition. The Time Walk after. Febby will go down. That's a godlike streak being ended. 1,200 gold to your Faceless Void. Cashing in is Koala. They feed him some kills just for the streak to end it.
That was under attack.
What am I watching, gods? Like,
this is Korean Dota at its finest.
Yeah, this is Korea versus SEA.
This is more what we saw in Starlighter with some very just aggressive, ballsy plays coming out from the Korean teams, and that's
teams that refuse to disengage ever.
Oh, they've got Enigma. Enigma Enigma refusing to let this bottom tower get denied as well. And pays for it with his life as well as the tower getting denied. Koala's like, I want this denied.
Radiant's bottom tower
He's got the
has
DD.
been
There's no
denied.
space for the Doom to refuse him.
Yeah. And what has Koala picked up with all that money? Mask of Madness go with his Maelstrom. I like this build for the Void. Great attack speed, good damage output, and you get the lifesteal as well as the lightning procs to help you out.
And it should be a kill every single time Chronosphere is off cooldown, in all honesty, when you go for this build.
Yeah, unless he like somehow Shadow Demon disrupts him inside the Chronosphere, and he doesn't get caught in it. This Batrider's just blinked into all sorts of trouble. Serpent will go down here. It looks like RRQ going to lose the Shadow Shaman. He's getting very low. Barely gets brought down by the Ember Spirit Sleight of Fist. Now the chase is on. Fire him to the high ground. He wants his Batrider. One more Sleight of Fist will be needed, but he's not going to get it. The back blinks away. Meanwhile, Black Hole being chilled. Koala, the only one caught inside of it. And then Enigma actually going to take a fall. Meanwhile, Nyx Assassin actually disconnects from the game. Well, play on, it looks like, for the time being. Chronosphere coming out, and that's well worth it if you get a kill on the Ember Spirit. And Koala does just that. Brings him down. Serpent Ward's now there for the taking. Well, actually, no, there are RRQ Serpent Wards. Nyx DC'd after he died, so I think it was maybe like, oh, I need to restart. Meanwhile, mid lane. What? Magnus, please.
I don't know what that was. He was like, oh, hey, I'm going to get some creeps. Oh, wait, I got first hit bashed. Okay, I'm dead.
Well, Nyx, unfortunately, DC. I think the DC came after the fight was after he was already dead, according to my little kill log. So shouldn't have impacted it too much. But
what a game so far! 40 kills in 15 minutes. Like, yikes!
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. This last like 5 minutes is just heated up.
Yeah, I've watched such reserved Dota recently. Like, I've been watching at regular times, watching all the Chinese Dota, and then catching up on all the big VODs of all the really high tension tournaments.
Yeah.
During the day, and so I've been watching like all of that, where the stakes are really, really high and teams end up playing fairly conservatively, and then there's this where both teams are just throwing themselves relentlessly at one another, and somebody is coming out ahead.
We've had some really entertaining games. I mean, you talk about yesterday. Maybe the 100-minute game not the most entertaining, but at least record-breaking in some sense. While I wouldn't advise you guys in viewing to go and watch the game, it's definitely something to. Looking at the Inaugural, we've seen all kinds of crazy shit happen. Like 100-minute games, this kind of game. Last game with an Axe getting rampages with an Aghanim Scepter like at 14 minutes in. So all kinds of just weird stuff happening, which just goes to show just how cool of a game Dota is, really.
Yeah, and just I think how fantastic a scene like the SEA scene is really.
Yeah.
The individual skill is really high, but some people would look at it and say like the decision making is just broken. But it's a different mindset.
Yeah, the decision making is what's to be questioned at times, but sometimes the extra bit of aggression can really catch teams by surprise. And that's to me, Birdgang were in all sorts of trouble in the early game. They were really far behind. I mean, they're not looking good now. They're down by 7.5k gold, but they turned around their bad early game start by just that really good fight in mid lane where they got 4-5 kills, which just came by continually engaging, not giving up, going for that extra kill, and that's where having that extra bit of aggression sometimes does pay off.
Yeah, I feel like both.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like both teams have gone for the no-tail strat, which is when the game goes full retard, you can't go half retard, otherwise you're in trouble.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, so I think both teams are just. Accepted it that this is how this game is going to play out, and it's definitely entertaining.
Well, the small edge goes RRQ's way now because they've got the mech while Birdgang do not. Enigma though just 50 gold away, so he'll have it flying out soon enough. And completed Mjolnir for Koala on his Faceless Void, so that's a scary, scary thought for Birdgang.
Skewer back mid, Schwan in some trouble.
Pops the mech already. AI Blast only going to catch the Enigma as well as a Doom, though. He's your Chronosphere. Don Juan will take a fall here with the Shadow Demon Purge, it looks like, but 2 kills for Faceless Void. He's trying to make it 3. The Chronosphere's there. These lightning procs on the creep not going to come, though. JU on the run now. The Ice Vortex going to slow him down. He dodges the Flame Breaker. No mana for Koala to use another Time Walk, unfortunately. And Sleight of Fist from the side. But be careful, Febby. There's a blink. There's a Hex. Febby, please. What was that? Sometimes you get too aggressive.
Yeah, I traded one Sleight of Fist for my death. Like, that was definitely not worth it from Febby's perspective. But Again, I think the nature of the game is infecting everybody right now.
They're drunk on kills.
Yep.
Koala suddenly 2k gold. I think he wants to tank up a little bit with the Mask of Madness there. Like, I'd even like to see something just like an Aghanim Scepter. Have that extra short cooldown on the ultimate, as well as just the stats you get from an Ag Scepter.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a hell of a lot of a point to getting a BKB, honestly.
No.
Black Hole, RP, helps you against, say, the Nyx Assassin burst and maybe getting disrupted in your own Chronosphere, which can be a problem. But
Doesn't help against the Ember Spirit much.
yeah.
It seems like a pretty bad BKB game. Mech is now up on your Enigma, so it looks like Birdgang want to go down the mid lane. They want to try to get this tier 1 mid tower that's been troubling them for some time. The thing is, like, they can be down, what, 10k plus gold? They've still got an Ember Spirit with Empower, with a Desolator who's going to be hitting really bloody hard in these fights. If he gets
Why is the Ember at the front? Why is the Ember at the front? There's a Blink Dagger Bat Rider waiting for him.
Blink Bat, or even just, they can just Chronosphere him if they really want. There's your Chronosphere, catches out 3 Koala! It's the Chrono of his life, and it looks like KKK gets pushed into his life. I think he'd end up catching all 5 heroes even. Baseless Void just going to clean up, gets himself a Beyond Godlike trick. He wants this Enigma, then one more Time Walk will help him get it, and Koala gets himself a triple kill. He's Beyond Godlike. It's a team wipe. They just grouped up for that Chronosphere. Caught, I think, 3 or 4, and then the Flame Break pushed the last couple in just to the edge of it. And
yeah,
it
was
very easy team fight.
3 that he chronoed directly, the mag backed off into it, and then the Batrider tried to drag the Ember Spirit into the edge of it as well with the lasso. The Ember Spirit, I think, got doomed and lassoed in that fight, so there was just nothing going right
when
for him.
Void locks down like 3 heroes, maybe even almost 4 in that fight, then you've got Doom as well as Lasso just for whoever doesn't get caught, which is the Ember Spirit. So pretty easy, straightforward team fight. They're going to drop the Serpent Wards for Roshan now as well. Looks like Koala pretty much has his Aghanim Scepter if he wants to buy it. Just 200 gold short, and after Roshan, we'll have the gold that he needs for it. It's going to be too late by the time Birdgang get to this Roshan, it looks like. They're coming in, they've got a Black Hole, but no time to contest this one. Faceless Void picks up the Aegis, sells his TP, picks up the Point Booster, that's his Ag Scepter, and they're going to kill on the Shadow Demon. Lasso going to come in here on Cynical, and he's now in trouble. Oh, the reverse polarity. Not really catching out too many there. Koala just going to go ham on the front line. 3 heroes dead. Make it 4. Black Hole comes, but it's all alone. Nothing to follow it up. Batrider going to go down to some Eidolons, unfortunately, but another team fight going the way of RRQ. And with that, it looks like they'll swing bottom lane and look to push down the tier 2 towers and probably start thinking about pushing high ground.
I was really hoping that the Black Hole damage was going to proc the Static Charge and kill the Enigma, but didn't happen. In fairness, I think the one reason, maybe the thought with having the Ember at the front there was, well, if I get doomed or jumped, then I can just be disrupted and my 2 big AoE disablers can jump in. But the way that it played out was, the way that it played out was Birdgang all ran into the choke and just got chronoed and died. So.
I think it needs to be like, well, Nyx doesn't have if Nyx has a Blink Dagger, I think you can take fights, but without that Blink, options are very limited, it feels like. Well, with that, RRQ get even more farm. They get a Doom with a Blink Dagger now. The Aghanim Scepter is there for Koala, not to mention 600 gold. And Batrider, Blink, 4-star, Boots of Travel, and an Ogre Club. He's working on a BKB to go with all this, so things looking pretty peachy for the Indonesian squad here.
Yeah, the gold graph and the experience graph got ridiculous in a very short amount of time. 20k, 20k.
Double damage.
Searing Chain's miss on the Doom, unfortunately. He did hit the Sleight of Fist, but the Searing Chain's not quite time right in. I don't know if they would have been able to kill Donchuan anyways, but pretty close.
In fairness, it is very difficult to hit the combo on a single hero. Koala with the zoning... Oh, not even a zoning Chronosphere. He caught the Magnus, but there was a disruption.
Hey, I suppose he's going to go in. Does he really? Okay. Think twice. He could almost go in there. He's got the Ag Scepter. That Shadow Demon and Mag both very low. They're going to go for a smoke, and they do it on a Radiant Observer Ward. Oh, no. Birdgang are ready for this. They're going to wait on the high ground. They've got the perfect spot to wait. They see everyone coming. There is actually a Nyx invised up here. They're going to catch out the backlines here. Who's actually going to get doomed up here? Doom on the Magnus. No RP for you. Meanwhile, the Lasso going to come out. Flamebreak catching up multiple heroes. The Firefly doing tons of AoE damage. Maybe now on the run. He's the only hope for the fight. He gets lassoed up, though, and with this, He's going to go down. The mag's just been ignored, even while Doom. He's still alive. He's the last to actually take a fall. Cynical, well, he'll TP himself out of there, but 4-for-0 trade. Ranto calls GG, and RRQ are going on to the main event. They'll be playing in the group stage, joining Titan and Zephyr in Group A. Congratulations to those guys.
Radiant victory.
Really nicely played by Don Schwan there at the end on the Doom. I mean, they saw them coming, but he blinked in, he doomed one, he got a stomp on two, and even without the Chronosphere, that made it a super easy fight for them. But nicely played in general from RRQ.
Yeah, these guys are, to me, I always, whenever people ask me about the SEA scene, this is a team that I always talk up. They haven't always delivered when I've talked them up, but I think to me, like, the top 4 teams in SEA right now is Titan, Scythe, RRQ, as well as Arrow Gaming. Those to me are like the 4 best SEA teams. So it's good to see them perform as they've done here, but the real test will come in the main event.
Yeah, and they do need to definitely, I think, clean up some aspects of their play here and there, judging from this series and from their series against Team Immunity. Yeah,
they have that tendency to throw, but
yeah,
they're fun to watch. That to me is, I think that's also why I'm biased towards like overrating them, just because they're so fun and exciting to watch with their picks and play, which makes them really fun to cast as well. But that does it for our first best of 3 today. So we're gonna have a bit of a long break, I guess, because the second series I don't think is meant to start for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah, that's Myth Trust versus Arrow Gaming, so a pretty good SCA battle. We've got the top Thai team, Myth Trust, up against one of the big upcoming dark horses in Malaysia, which is Arrow Gaming. Arrow Gaming they took down Orange recently in some Steel Series tournament finals, 2-0, and they've been playing really well as of late. So that to me, I'd give maybe Arrow Gaming a slight edge going in, but it's still a close series, and definitely one to look forward to. But thanks for joining me, Baseskip. Are you interested in casting one more best of 3 in an hour and a half?
It sounds like fun.
Cool.
I'll be back.
Big thanks for everyone tuning in on this live stream. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summer. If you want to follow me, support me, you can follow me on Twitter at BTSGods. Baseskip, where can people find you and give you feedback?
So if anybody wants to let me know what they thought, you can email me at baskipdota@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, all under Baseskip, so you can find me there. And yeah, thanks for having me on, Gods. I'll see you in about an hour, I guess.
No worries. Sounds good.